Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming my 2017 Best of Beauty. I know I'm a little late to this video. It's already like 3 weeks into January, but hey, better late than never. So if you guys want to see my Best of Beauty of 2017, which is just like my makeup portion, then just keep watching. So how I want to do this video is like how I would apply these things to my face. So we're going to start off with primer and in setting sprays. So let's just get into it. So my most used primer in 2017 is the No Poreblem Touch and Soul primer. It's a smoothing and pore minimizing primer. So that's what it looks like. I've shown this a million times in videos. This one looks a little wonky because it's been in my makeup case. I've already gone through a whole one of these and this is my second bottle, so I really do like this. And I really do think it does what it claims to do. It says, you know, like it smooths out pores and minimizes, and I definitely believe that because as you guys know in my videos, if you watch my tutorials, I do have like some facial expression lines right here, and I think it really does a good job of like going in there and smoothing it all out before I go in with foundation, so the foundation doesn't settle in those lines. So yeah, I really love that primer. I really highly suggest it, and it's also like $14 or $16, so not like super high end, but also not a drugstore price. But I'll have everything linked down below too if you guys want to check this out. And I did purchase mine from Sephora. Okay, so moving right on to foundation. Foundation for me is like my favorite thing. I try all kinds all the time, and I'm constantly wearing a different foundation like every day. I know that's like probably not realistic for the everyday person, but that's just one of my favorite things to do is try out all different types of foundation. So for me to go through a whole foundation bottle is pretty rare. So the one that I did go through, and I've even tried to scrape everything out of it, is the Dior Forever foundation. I was in the shade 014. I'm sure it's one of the lightest ones because I'm pretty fair. But, and I've lost the top of it, but it's not in focus, so I'll let you see what it looks like. I'm sure you guys have all seen this foundation. It was pretty highly raved about here on YouTube, and it is expensive because it is Dior. So that's crazy that I went through the whole bottle, but I really loved it because I feel like it really blurred out any like pores I had, or it just made my skin look airbrush. I think that's what it claims to do anyways. Perfect makeup, pore refining, yes. So I do think it's pore refining, and I really do love it. I really need to pick up a new one, but that brings me to my other foundation I love. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. So this is the white one. It's like the very first color, obviously. It's like white. And I use this to mix in with like pretty much all my foundations, because I am like such a neutral tone. Like I'm not really cool tone, but I'm not really a warm tone. I'm like literally right in the middle, like. And so it's very hard for me to find foundations because they're either way too yellow or way too pink. So I'm constantly mixing that white foundation in with everything. Plus it adds coverage because it's a full coverage foundation, and it gives a really nice glow. But I do like the finish it gives, and that's why I mix it in with all my foundations. So next we're going to move on to concealer. Let's start with the drugstore one first because I did mention this a ton in my videos. I use this on clients because I think it's beautiful, and I think it's actually a dupe for one of the other concealers I'm going to talk about. But this is the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. I use the shade Ivory. This is like the only shade I can use, and honestly I wish they would come out with an even lighter shade because this sometimes is even too dark for me. I really like it because it has like a light to medium coverage, more medium I would say. And it looks beautiful on the skin. If you don't need a really full coverage concealer, like if you don't have a lot of dark circles or a lot of problems under your eyes, I would definitely suggest this. Plus it's from the drugstore, so it's a really good price range. And this is what I'm talking about. I think this is a dupe for the Naked Skin Concealer. I love this concealer, but I do think that these are very, very similar. I find the Naked Skin Concealer is a little bit more drying than this one, but again, they're both not drying, but they have about the same coverage. I really do love this concealer too. This one actually matches me better. They have a better shade selection in this concealer, but it is more expensive. I believe this is like $28, whereas the Maybelline one is like $7.99, somewhere around there. So quite a big price difference, but this matches me better. So that is why I continue to purchase this one, and I use the shade Fair Neutral in this concealer. And this last concealer comes to no surprise. I feel like it's in everybody's Best of Beauty, but it's because it really is a great concealer, and this is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is $28, I believe, as well. So I think this and the Urban Decay is pretty much the same price. So I recommend this for people who have terrible dark circles, pigmentation problems, or if you just want a really full coverage concealer that's going to hide everything. I would suggest this one. And you can tell I've used the crap out of it. I've gone through so many tubes of these. I use the shade Fair, and I also have the shade Fair Neutral, I believe, but I like this one better. It seems to be light enough for me, where the Fair Neutral is a little bit darker. But for like everyday wear, especially when I'm going to school, I don't want to use my really expensive stuff, especially because I'm doing esthetician, so we do facials all the time on each other, so I'm constantly having to take off my makeup, putting it back on. You know, I don't want to like run out of my expensive makeup that I spend money on, so I do use the Maybelline Better Skin pretty much on an everyday basis. Okay, so to set the concealer, I do have two powders to share with you, one high-end, one drugstore. The drugstore one I believe is in my freelance kit, and so I'll just have a picture on the screen, but it is the number 7 translucent powder. I found this like back in the summertime, I believe, and it's an amazing powder. Like I said, I have normal dry skin, so I'm not sure how well it does with oils, but just setting the powder and not leaving like a dark cast on your face if you're lighter like me, I definitely recommend that one. So I'll have a picture on the screen of that one so you guys can see what it looks like. And then for my high-end powder that I've been loving and using every day since I found it is the Too Faced Born This Way powder. So it's in the shade Translucent, I guess, or Ethereal Setting Powder. I believe they only have one shade, so it can't be hard to find. But I feel like this comes with a ton of product, and I feel like this really blurs out the skin. So when I don't really bake anymore, so I just set under the eyes with a damp beauty sponge. Like I'll use a damp beauty blender to set under the eyes, and it just really melts the powder in the skin. And that powder really gives like an airbrush look. It really like smooths out everything. Like I can really tell a difference if I just do one eye and then look at my other under eye, and I'm like, wow, like it really does smooth out and makes you look poreless pretty much under your eyes. I will say the only con I have with that powder is I'm so fair that like I can see where I put it sometimes. Like I can't go in with a heavy hand because it will darken, and I will be able to see like where I have the powder and where my foundation is, where I haven't set, just because I am so fair. So if you were darker than me, obviously I don't think you would have a problem with that, but I just want to throw that out there just so you guys know. Sorry if I'm talking so fast. I haven't sat down and filmed in so long. I feel like I'm just like talking. I'm trying to slow it down. So next I want to move into cream contour. So this past year, I got into cream contour a lot more than I ever have before. And both my products, surprisingly, are from the drugstore. They're both Wet n Wild. So the first one I found was the Wet n Wild Cushion Contour. And I have the shade Cafe Au Soleil. I'm sure I'm saying that completely wrong. But it just looks like this. It's just a cushion, just like those cushion foundations. And to me, this just blends out beautifully. I have a hard time, obviously, since I'm so fair, finding something light enough, but also to give me that contour look that I want. And this does the job for me. I really like it. I just apply it with a brush like this. This is also a Wet n Wild brush. This is their foundation brush. So I'll just dip it in there, you know, draw my lines where I want to contour, and then I take this brush from Real Techniques. This is the Expert Base Brush. And this is what I do to buff out the cream contour. And I just find this gives me the most flawless finish. It doesn't leave streak marks. I feel like this really buffs it out and makes it look really natural. To me, when I use a sponge, I feel like it doesn't blend it out how I want to, so that is why I use a brush. And then also the other cream contour I really like from Wet n Wild is their contour sticks. This also launched in 2017. And I use the shade Oaks on You. I have all of them just for my freelance kit and everything, but the shade that I use for my skin tone is Oaks on You. As you can tell, I've used it a lot. But they twist up, so you get a bunch of product in here. And it's Wet n Wild, so both of these products are very affordable. And I use this the same way. Well, for this I draw on my face and then I buff it out with that Real Techniques brush. But I feel like this gives a really natural look too. They both do the job for me. So I guess it just depends on whatever mood I'm in, but I feel like these both work really well and I don't prefer one over the other. I just really like both of them. But now moving on to powder bronzer, I just have one. I struggled to find a powder bronzer this year. I feel like I tried so many, but this one is the only one that really stuck with me and I've already hit pan on it. I'm gonna have to get another one. So this is the number 7 shade Maple bronzer. And as you can see, I've used it a ton. The mirror is like covered. You can't even see out of it anymore. But this is the perfect shade for me. They have 3 other shades, I believe. This one just matches me perfectly. It's what I have on today. I just think it's really beautiful and it blends out really nice. And this is just an amazing find from the drugstore. I think I got mine at Target, but they do sell it at Walgreens now as well. So just have to check and see where you can find it. Oh, I think Ulta carries it too. Moving on right on to highlight. I'm just going to share one with you guys. I really tried to narrow down this video to things that like I traveled with this year, that came with me everywhere, and things I use all the time I know are my favorites. So I just picked out one highlight and it is the Smashbox Casey Holmes palette. I've literally used the crap out of this. I'll show you in just a second if I can get it open. This is the Pearl palette. I was going to purchase the gold one, but I never did just because I love this one so much. I mostly use these two, but as you can tell, I mostly use the middle one all the time. This one is just a little bit too dark for me sometimes. But anyways, I mixed these two and it's just beautiful. I love the highlight that this gives. I didn't want it to emphasize texture. I think it just goes on really nice, and this is a very subtle glow, but you can build it up too. So that's what I really like about it. It's not like bam, as soon as you put it on, you can build it up to your liking. And I also found this is beautiful on brides. This is so pretty. I love this. Again, because it doesn't emphasize texture, it just looks beautiful in photos, and I just really love this highlight, and I feel like they just hit the nail on the head with this one. Okay, now moving on to brows. I think I used to only use a pencil. I think 2017 was the year I decided to try pomades. I believe so. So that's why I'm mentioning this. But so the first of the year I was using medium brown, and it's just a lighter brown shade. I know it's really dark on camera, but it's actually a lot lighter compared to the one I use now. I use dark brown now. I guess they're really not that much different. One's just a little bit, the medium brown's a little bit warmer than the dark brown. But what I do now is I fill in the front of my brow with medium brown and the rest of my brow with dark brown. Just because I got balayage in my hair this year, so I feel like it just matches better when I do both. So that's pretty much what I use all year to fill my brows. I still do use the Anastasia brow pencil, like when I'm traveling or something and I don't have enough time to use the pomade, because I take forever on my brows. I don't know about anybody else, but it takes me like 20 minutes to do my brows for some reason. I have no idea. So if I'm like in a hurry, I will still use the brow definer, and I love that as well. Anastasia for me just kills it with brows, and I just never really wanted to try anything else just because I really like her brow stuff. But speaking of brow stuff, I tried a new brow gel this year, and it is the Essence Make Me Brow. Now, I've never tried the Gimme Brow from Benefit, but everyone says this is a dupe for it, so if you're wanting to save some money, I guess this is a dupe for it. I don't know. You could go look up some review videos and see if it really is a dupe. But anyways, I use the shade Browny Brows. There's only like 4 shades in this, so it's kind of hard to find this shade, but hopefully they have one that matches you. But I just use this to fill in areas that are like more sparse, and it sets the brows in place all day. So, and this is like $2.99 or $1.99, and it just keeps my brow hairs in place all day. So I really recommend this. Okay, I guess I'm gonna move on to eyeshadow. Again, this is like foundations for me. I love eyeshadow. I have a ton of eyeshadow palettes. I'm just like an eyeshadow-holic. Like, that is one thing I love besides foundation, is trying new eyeshadows, and I always just feel like I have to get the new thing that's out. And I feel like 2017 I came out with a crap ton of palettes. Like, every brand was coming out with so many palettes. So of course I was like, oh, I need all of them, even though they all kind of look similar, but no. So I only have 2 to share with you because, again, if I mentioned like every single eyeshadow palette that I used and loved in 2017, we'd be here all day. So I'm just going to mention 2 that really stood out to me. The first one, I'll just talk about this one first because I don't physically have it with me, because I let my mom use it this morning, so it's somewhere down in her room. But it is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I know this came out towards well, it wasn't the end of the year. What month did that come out? I don't even know. Before August, I guess. So I've had it for a while. I just love this palette. I think it has everything that you would possibly need. I feel like if you're a beginner, you should really get it, or I think you really like it because it has everything you need. The only thing it doesn't have is a matte brow bone highlight. It has 2 shimmery ones, but it doesn't have a matte one, so that's the only thing that you would need. But other than that, it has everything you could possibly need. It has warm tones, it has some cool tones, it has some pop of color. I really think they really stepped up on their formula. It's formulated very nice compared to some old Morphe palettes I have. I can really tell a difference. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one this year, and I continue to use it. I use it on clients, I use it all the time. I definitely take that traveling with me. Like every time I travel, that is one palette that I always take with me. And then the other palette that really stood out to me this year that I got towards the end of the year, I think I got this around September, October. I don't really remember when I got this, but I've had it for a while, and it is the Natasha Denona Star Palette. Now I did also get the I did also get the Sunset palette this year, but I use this one more. And I thought I was going to use the Sunset palette more because it's more warm tones, and this is more purples, pinks, and like cooler tones. But as you can tell, I've used the crap out of this. It is so dirty, like everything. I'm gonna have to clean this. But I love this. I just think you can create so many looks with this. I know it's expensive, but I had to mention it. There's only a couple shades in here that I don't really use. I don't like this one because it's really flaky, so when I use it, I have to make sure I use the glitter glue and do my eyeshadow first because this will fall all over your face. But I think it's because it's like a pressed glitter. But other than that, all of these shades are really pretty. I really love them. Like this shade down here is beautiful all over the lid. This is just a great palette, and if you ever want to try out Natasha Denona, I would suggest getting this palette first. Okay, so speaking of eyeshadow and glitter, of course you guys know I had to mention this. I like called this from the day I got it. I was like, this is going to be in everyone's Best of Beauty because these are bomb. And it is the Stila Magnificent Glitter Metal Glow things. I have 4 shades because I love them that much. And now they just came out with a liquid, like foiled one where it doesn't have glitter in it, but it's like a foiled shadow look. And I'm gonna have to go get those because those look amazing. But I have 4 shades, and I guess I'll show you guys. This is the one I use the most, and it was Smoky Storm. So Smoky Storm, Kitten Karma, Rose Gold Retro, and Bronzed Belle. Bronzed Belle is so pretty. So if you have your eye on these and you haven't bought them yet, I would definitely check them out because they're just perfect. And if you want glitter and you don't want glitter all over your face, I definitely suggest these. I do suggest using a glitter glue just so they don't fall on your face. But if you use a glitter glue or any type of base before you put it on, they will not fall on your face. Like I said, I have it in my under corners today, and I just really love the look that they give. So I definitely recommend checking this out if you have not. You need to check it out. Okay, so now I want to talk about lashes, and then we'll move on to lips. So I have 2 lashes that I want to talk about, and the first one is Lily Lashes because I just found these this year. I've never ordered from their brand before until this year. So this style specifically is my all-time favorite, and it is the J Makeup Lash. I'll try to show you closer. They're just really fluttery and wispy. To me, they're not too dramatic because they're not super full. They're just like really wispy and pretty. And I just love these. I think they look perfect for any look. I hardly ever wear eyeliner anymore, and I just find that these look perfect with or without liner. And I wore these in like all my tutorials, so if you ever wanted to see them in action, I'll have some videos like down below where I had them on in the video. And then I also have on a pair of Lily Lashes. These are Doha, D-O-H-A. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but those are the style I have on right now. Those are another favorite of mine. In all, Lily Lashes are just a favorite of mine in general because they have so many different styles. If you want something more natural or something more glamorous, they have it. And what I like about them is they say you can reuse them up to 25 times or 30 times or something. And I've reused mine like 40 times. I use them until they fall apart. I know they're expensive, but you do get your money's worth out of them because I wear them all the time. And then my drugstore favorite lash is Loreal Lashes. I do love these lashes, but my favorite in particular are the Baroque lashes, and I'll have a picture of those on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. But these are my new favorite, recently found a couple months ago, and these are the Nicole Guerrero Faux Flawless I find these are like a perfect everyday lash, where the Baroque ones are a little bit more glamorous. But Allure in general come out with really nice lashes. Like if you want ones that don't look really plasticky, I do find that you can reuse these a lot too. And again, I reuse these until they fall apart as well. I feel like we've been here for a long time, but now we're gonna move on to lips. So I just have one lip liner in particular because I really like the color of this and the formula, but particularly I like this for the color. And this is the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in Bear to Comment. I've gone through like 3 of these tubes, I think, and it's really inexpensive because it is Wet n Wild. It did come out this year, and I have every single shade that they make in this line. I wish they'd come out with a more nude. So hopefully in 2018 they make a broader shade range, because I do think they could add quite a few more colors. I think they only have 5, so they could definitely extend that range out. Okay, so you guys know I love liquid lipsticks. I know some people don't like them anymore, but I'm still on it because you can always add a gloss on top, like I did today, and then it just changes it. I just like liquid lipsticks because they last all day long, and most of the time they're transfer proof, or at least the ones that I'm going to talk about are transfer proof. So this year I think I found my favorite liquid lip formula. Until I find something better, this is going to be my favorite formula. And these are the Sephora Pro Cream Matte Lip Stains, and these are just bomb. Now they came out, I think they already came out with these like 2016, and they came out with like 40 new colors this past year, 2017, and that's when I found them, and I freaking love them. I love every single color I have. I have 5 shades, and I use all of them all the time. This shade right here is my most used shade. It's just a pinky nude. I just found this is perfect for every day. It goes with everything because it's a pinky nude, and so it'll go with any eye look. And then this shade is just a little bit darker. This shade was so fun to wear for like the fall time because it is a little bit darker, and on me it's a lot darker because I am so fair. This one I only use to lighten up other lip colors because on its own it's too light for me. And then this one was my favorite. This is my very first one. This is a really, really cool tone mauve color, and this is the shade 37 Pink Frosting, and this was like my favorite for a while. So all of these are hands down my favorite liquid lipstick formula from 2017. But I do have 2 other shades to talk to you about that are different formulas. So the first one is the Anastasia liquid lipstick. This comes in like probably 3rd place in my favorite liquid lipsticks this year. But this is the shade Crush, and this looks really similar to my favorite shade from the Sephora line, shade 40. They are similar, but Crush is a little bit lighter and a little bit more like that nude pink. And I find that this goes with everything too. I've gone through, I think this is my 3rd bottle of this, very flattering on multiple skin tones, and it's just like the perfect pinky nude. Okay, so the last liquid lipstick formula I want to talk about, I got this in November, so I'm kind of cheating because I didn't have it for like half the year or anything, but it is the YSL Tattoo Couture Matte Stain. So I first saw this on Tate's channel because, you know, she reviews everything, and I've never had YSL besides their foundations, so I wanted to pick up this lipstick because she was just raving about it, and I was like, okay, I trust Tate, I'm gonna try it out. So this is the very first shade that I got, and it is number 1, and this is just the perfect red. This is my perfect red. I am so happy that I bought this. Like, I love this. I wore this so much over the holidays. I wore this on Thanksgiving. I wore this on New Year's. I wore this on Christmas Eve. I wore this on Christmas. Like, this is the only red I've been wearing. If you see me wear lipstick, I'm wearing this shade. And it lasts all day. This is the only one where it's a stain, so like the top layer transfers off, but then after that it stays on your lips all day. It's not coming off. It's literally not coming off until you take your makeup off, and that's what I love about it. So I used to hate lip gloss, never liked lip gloss, just it wasn't for me. But then I found these lip glosses this year, and I'm just completely changed. These are the Marc Jacobs High Shine Lip Gloss, and of course, you know, it's Marc Jacobs, so it's expensive, so it's kind of crazy. But it's what I have on today. I have on Sugar Sugar. So this one's Sugar Sugar, and this darker one is Skin Deep. These 2 are by far my favorite. I bought that little 5-piece set when Sephora was doing their semi-annual sale, whatever, back in November, so I'm kind of cheating with these too. I haven't had these forever, but these are my favorite lip glosses in 2017. These, I find that they last forever. They're not super sticky. Of course, every lip gloss is going to be a little bit sticky, but I find that these really aren't that sticky. And these are just like the perfect nude glosses. Sugar and Skin Deep, hands down my favorite. Okay, last part of this video is setting sprays, and I have 3 to share with you guys. So the first one is the Pixie Glow Mist. I know it looks like I haven't used this one, but that's because this is my new bottle. I've already gone through a whole nother bottle. So to me, this is a dupe for the Tarte Luminous Skin Mist. So if you want glowy skin, I would suggest this, especially if you spray it directly like on your highlight, it's really gonna make that pop. So this was a favorite of 2017, and I got mine at Target. Okay, and next, oldie but a goodie favorite, because I've used this for a couple years, but it is the Max Fix Plus. I've gone through several bottles of these. This is probably my 3rd or 4th bottle of this year, and this is just the original spray. And I just find this really helps to set my makeup and sink in all the powders. So what I do is I set my face with this first, and then if I want the extra glow, I do go in with the Pixie Glow Mist, because the Pixie Glow Mist isn't going to make your makeup last longer. It's just going to give you that glow on your face. So definitely if you want to prolong your makeup, I would suggest the Max Fix Plus. Plus, I use this for all my shimmer shadows or anything that I want to make more metallic. This is what I use to make it more intense. And also, if you don't use a glitter glue, you can use Fix Plus to make the eyeshadow stick and be more metallic. Lastly, for setting sprays, I have the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I simply love this just because the spray, I'm sure you guys have seen it, but it's like an aerosol can, so the spray comes out really fine. I'm not really sure if this sets my makeup, like makes it last longer. Wow, I got really close to the camera, I'm sorry. I got way too excited. I'm not really sure if this prolongs my makeup, but it does make all the powders sink into my skin and everything become one, where you can't tell what's powder and what's cream. So that is what I like about it, and the spray is bomb. I've been through like 2 of these. I don't know if you can even see that, but, and it smells really good too. So if you're looking for something that will melt all your powders in together, or if you're just really picky about sprays like I am, then I definitely would check this out, because I think this is like $14, so not too expensive, but cheaper than the Max Fix Plus. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. Thank you if you watched the whole thing. I know it's probably gonna be really long because I have so much to share with you, but this is just my makeup favorites. If you guys want to see like hair and skincare and like other favorites like combined in another video, I will do that. I'll try to get that up for you if you guys wanted to see that, so just let me know down below. But yeah, that is it. This is all my favorites 2017. Please tell me your favorites down below, because I love checking out new products and trying new things. So please leave me your favorites down below so I can check them out. But I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe. We are almost 500 subscribers. So crazy, because I really just started taking YouTube like seriously this year. I've had my YouTube account for a while, but I would just post like randomly when I could. Now that I've been home and I have this space where I can film in, I've just been really excited to film things that I really love to film and create looks that I want to create, and thank you for subscribing. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope to see you guys in my next video. I promise I'll have a schedule figured out sometime. Just bear with me, but yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.